Train hard, destroy your muscles, and grow, right? This is what I thought as well when I started training. I was getting in the gym, training beyond failure, doing drop set after drop set. I remember I wasn't even able to do a shower from the pump and the muscle damage I was doing. Is this really how you should train to grow? Let me explain. I know it's nice, you get a pump, you feel that you worked hard, but based on my current knowledge, this is not how I recently trained. I got exhausted. And if you are wondering why, I will tell you in this video why I don't use any more drop sets and overall intensifiers in my training. Now, let's get a bit more serious. Even though I have a bit of a difficult time not doing jokes, but I tried for you. I promise I'm gonna explain everything very simply so that everyone can understand what I'm saying and why I think that doing drop sets and intensifiers is not a good option. First of all, we need to understand that the most important factor we have to take into consideration before doing something is how this would affect motor unit recruitment, which is basically how much of the muscles we are gonna use, and mechanical tension, the primary driver of muscle growth, which is how much tension our muscles experience when they are under load. And how do we have high mechanical tension? Basically at those hard last sets that are close to failure and the bar hardly moves. And I know, now you are gonna tell me, but when I train beyond failure, when I do drop sets, then the bar hardly moves. I can feel you, you are training beyond failure, you are doing everything that's possible to train hard, you have high mechanical tension because the bar hardly moves, but we have to take into consideration one more thing that we both forgot. Because actually, this is what I was thinking as well when I was doing my beyond failure sets. So now that I've done I destroyed everything. And now that I finally solved my Rubik's Cube, let me tell you the two factors why I don't use intensifiers anymore. Factor number one is when you train to failure and you go to do your drop set, your muscles and especially the big muscle fibers are already fatigued. So when you train beyond failure, your muscle fibers that tend to grow, they are not active, and when a muscle fiber is not active, it's not gonna be able to experience tension, and therefore it will not experience mechanical tension and it will not grow. The second factor I don't like training beyond failure anymore is the mental factor. A lot of people neglect this, a lot of people that are doing studies, a lot of people that are talking about training with the perfect technique and having everything perfect in your diet and training. But me personally, I think that the mental factor is the most important one above everything else. If you know that you are gonna do, let's say 5, 7, 10 reps, and then you are gonna do another 5 with a drop set and another 5, do you really think that your first reps before doing the drop sets are gonna be that hard and that close to failure? It's almost impossible. And trust me, I trained very hard and I was doing like 2 or 3 drop sets in a row, I remember myself. And even if you say, and even if I say that I was training to failure, when the time passes and I start training even harder, I realize that I wasn't. If on the other hand you have only 4 to 12 reps and that's it, you know in your mind that you don't have room for error. You are gonna train to failure. You are gonna do the last rep that's possible to accumulate the most mechanical tension and have high effort and high motor unit recruitment so that you can grow. Now, what do I suggest you doing? Removing the drop sets completely? Not doing them? Let me tell you my opinion and what I personally did. You have two options. Option one is remove the drop sets and keep your program like it is. Option two is remove the drop sets but add one more straight set. What to do? If your volume is already pretty high, just remove the drop sets and keep your recovery on point. If your volume is very low, then you can remove those drop sets and replace them with one or two straight sets. Keep in mind to have your recovery on point. Now, if you wanna know how many sets I suggest doing, click this video right here. I trust you, I'm gonna save you a lot of time. So click